So 6:16 now. I hope you guys have been okay. It's been a while since we connected here, but I'm happy to know that you guys have been continuing well. The mentorship sessions have been continuing very well, and I am also privileged to be seated with Savio, although busy doing something else. But yeah, he's listening in as well in this meeting. So I am hoping that Zach, you are the one who is taking lead in terms of how you want to run the program today, based on how where we left off last time. I remember you left people with some assignments here and there, so I don't want to interfere with your class. Please take over, Zach. Asante sana.
Hello, guys, once again. I hope you're doing great. I'm also doing well. So I expected you guys could at least say hi. We've heard from Mr. Savio. Hi to you, Mr. Savio. Uh, that was Moni. Hi. I guess Tracy is also in. You can say hi.
Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. Good to be here. Good to hear from you again, Zach.
Great. So before we start anything, today we're gonna go a little deeper on what we had discovered last time. So what we are gonna be doing today, we're gonna be adding layers to the foundation that we had created. But before we start, I'd like the people who are represented here, the enterprises that are here, to just say hi. So I'm gonna call out your name and you can say hi. So I can see we are not so many of us, but I'm hoping with time more people are gonna be joining as we continue. So we can start with Michael. You're the first one on my list. How are you, Michael? Michael, if you can hear me, you can just unmute and say hi. Or if you're not in a position to talk, you can just type in the chat. Okay. So I guess I'll get back to you some other time. Maybe you're still preparing while you're joining the session. So just as you can say hi. Guys.
Hello again. How you doing? That was
Okay.
me. Yeah.
Oh, you just renamed your profile.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Korir, you can say hi.
Hi everyone, this is Korir Collins from Farm Life, and it's a pleasure to be here with you guys today. Thank you.
Good. You're also doing great, and it's a pleasure to even have you here. And finally, it's Monica. Monica, you can say hi. Then we can start.
Hi, Zachary. Hi, everyone. Good to be here, and I'm looking forward to the session. We always say that there is no end to acquiring knowledge, so I look forward to it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you as well. So I believe now we can start. Officially, I'm welcoming guys to session 2. As I mentioned when we start, this evening we're gonna go a little deeper. So I wanted to start with this, but I've seen most people have not joined, so we're gonna do this quite later. You guys are gonna type in the chat, or even those of you already there, like Collins or from Farm Life, you can type what you have done digitally since our last session. Anything counts, even if it was just Googling your profile. I first want to acknowledge something. Between session 1 and today, some of you set up Google business profiles, some of you posted for the first time, some booked private sessions, and you all came ready to learn. That was exciting. And I believe that takes a lot of courage. And during this time, between this time, the first session and now, you've realized that digital transformation is not a switch that you flick. You wake up and you say, I want to be digitally present, and it happens. It's a habit that you're going to build, and it takes commitment. And tonight, you're going to be building the next layer. Actually, it's not night. This evening, you're going to be building the next layer and adding things on top of what you had discovered last time. Now, I'm going to call out some of the enterprises that did well. For example, Maureen from Van Green Enterprise has been consistently doing well from the first time. She's booked a couple of sessions in between, and we've already set up quite an amazing Google Business Profile. That's very nice, Maureen. Daniel as well. Your Google Business Profile, you have multiple photos there. That looks very professional, and that's what you're building towards. And a few minutes ago, we were talking to Dragon Farm Enterprise as well. You've also done well. You've also set up your profile. Actually, it's been there for a while. And so I had challenged you guys during this time when we were meeting to start creating those digital accounts, those social media accounts. Google is not a social media account. It's a search engine. This is where people are going to be searching for your enterprises. And each social media account carries its own kind of audience. And I'm going to be talking about that in a minute as we progress. Those of you who did set up Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp Business, and LinkedIn as well, we're going to be looking at how you're going to be posting into these different platforms and what changes when you're moving from this platform to this other one. How is this platform mattering? What kind of people are you targeting here? What kind of language are you going to be using in this side? And what are you not going to be using this other side? Now, I also sent you guys a challenge. I DM'd each one of you individually. So if you didn't get my message, I don't think you're going through, but most of you responded. I asked you guys who your main customer was, not what you sell, but who buys your, oh, okay. But who buys your product in one sentence. Since not many of us have joined, we are not gonna do that right now. So we'll come back to it later. So just put a pin on that. Now, here's the most important thing that I'm gonna be talking to you guys about this evening. Not every platform is for every business. Now, posting everywhere without a strategy feels like you're shouting in an empty field. Now, this evening, you're going to figure out which field your customers are actually standing in. So you're not shouting on LinkedIn and people there are looking for jobs. They're not looking to buy whatever you're selling. Now, we're going to find out, it's not that I'm saying you should not post on LinkedIn. It's just that we're going to find a different thing to put there, just not the same thing you're going to put on Facebook. Okay, so let me share my slides. I created something a bit fast to engage you guys. Yeah. You guys can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Good, good. So at the start of the presentation, I mentioned that digital transformation is a habit and not a switch that you just flick in one day. So as we progress, you're gonna start making sense of what I was telling you earlier. And I'm gonna move a bit slow. So whenever you feel like you're stuck, you have a question, just raise your hand and ask, or you can type it in the chat. I'll be frequently checking. So Anyone who has a question up to this point? No questions. Okay. Collins from Farm Life, Monica, Michael, anyone who has a question, just type it in the chat and I'll be sure to check it out as we progress. If you're feeling it's too urgent, you can just raise your hand and try to interrupt me or you move on. So, as I was saying, not every platform is for every business. And I don't want us to be shouting in an empty field without actually knowing which field our customers are standing in. Now, in Kenya, Facebook account, Kenyan users, about 63% of Kenyan users use Facebook. And this one is everyone of all ages, all areas, and most people, this is the widest reach you can get when you're using Facebook. You're gonna find a very big community over there, very local customers. So even if you're looking for people who are within your area, Facebook does that matching for you. I'm sure when you've checked your recommendations on Facebook, there's a part where they recommend people. Most of the time, you're going to see the people who are being recommended are people that you know. So Facebook is really good when you're targeting this large community. So what it does for business, it makes sure you get a very wide reach. You're building a good community around your business, and you can get these local customers that you're looking for. Now, the next social media platform is WhatsApp. And WhatsApp accounts 53% of Kenyans use WhatsApp. Not everyone uses it, but 53% of people actually use WhatsApp to find sellers and businesses that they're looking for. And right now, as you can see, it's been so rampant that WhatsApp has even introduced an ad system. So I don't know how you register, but I'm going to check it out and tell you guys in our final session. So you can be sharing your advertisements via status. So whenever someone is checking their WhatsApp status, watapatana na your advert. And we all agree most of the time, WhatsApp communicates to you. And if you're looking for a way where you can get repeat customers who are always coming back, it's usually good that you have WhatsApp. That's why I urged you guys in our initial session to set up the WhatsApp business profile, and we did that. So everyone uses WhatsApp, but what it does for a business, it gets direct sales quickly and repeat customers, and the transaction is even easy. People can send money to your phone number right there. There's an example cake business that I know. This guy supplies cake around Nyeri. This guy supplies cakes around Nyeri. He set up a very nice WhatsApp business profile. He had every catalog taken care of, the cake sizes, the different customer targets that he wanted. He even recommend to you which flavor to choose. And everything was set up there, and it was very automatic. So you didn't have to, every time someone makes an inquiry, can I get a 2 kg cake? How much, which flavors do you have? So everything was already set up there in the catalog. And that guy has gotten a very good client base here in Nyeri because of that. He doesn't have any other kind of social media platform. He relies mainly on WhatsApp. And the number of people who have his contact is more than 1,000. It's almost everyone around Nyeri. Occasionally, you're going to be checking your status and you find an ad. He's saying cupcakes are there. You immediately want to get one. You text him, he delivers. You already know. You don't worry about going on TikTok, seeing something, looking for it on WhatsApp, reaching out on WhatsApp again, getting the phone number, and then doing the transaction. So WhatsApp is very important. TikTok, which I have just mentioned, about 30% of Kenyans are users of TikTok. And the people who use this now, we are toning down. Now the Facebook and WhatsApp is for all ages, all areas. But TikTok, now we are starting to capture a certain group, and this one is mostly youth. You're not going to find wakulima most of the time spending time on TikTok. You're not going to find the older generation spending time on TikTok as much as the youth and the Gen Zs are doing it. So what TikTok can do for your business is do a visual of your products, what you're building. And if you're consistent enough, you're going to get a very good following, and it's also making something for your business as well while using TikTok. Then you have Instagram. Now we're even compressing it down further. Now this one is very young people, urban people, people. They're not everyone uses Instagram. I don't know if maybe some people think it's complex, people don't find it to their preference, but this one is for younger people who are more urban, who prefer more visual. So you can use this one to build your brand and even for discovery, which I'm going to explain to you guys in a bit. Then there is LinkedIn, the final one, which I told you guys to create. Very few people use LinkedIn in Kenya actively. Actually, it's less than 10% of people in Kenya use LinkedIn actively. And people who use these are professionals, NGOs, institutions, corporates. And what they're looking for here, most of the time, people looking for jobs. Whenever you see someone who is in campus on LinkedIn, they're looking for work, or they're doing a certain program that they're creating a visibility, they're looking for funding. So when you have this portfolio on LinkedIn, whenever a funder is looking at your business, they're on LinkedIn, they can see that you're actually credible and they can fund you. So this is where you look for B2B sales, business to business sales. So this is when you're selling to another business. And this is when the size of deals that are handled here are usually very big. Here you are looking for partners, people who can help you take your business to the next level. Here you're also looking for information about other businesses in the same field. You're also looking for partners and funders, people who can fund your business to the next level, people who can partner with you, as I mentioned. During this period between our first session and this session, some of you guys who are dealing with tree nurseries, like Daniel, I've seen you joined from Menengai Eco Guides. I told you guys about the Kenya Forest Service tree nursery registry. So here you can register your. Thank you, Daniel, for agreeing with that. So here you can see there's a question in the chat. Okay, good question, Monica. I'm gonna answer that question in a second. So I was telling you about the Kenya Forest Service registry. This is something I realized on LinkedIn while I was moving around on LinkedIn, trying to find more information on green enterprises. I found out that the Kenyan Forest Service actually allows you to register your nursery so that you're credible if a business is looking to purchase. So let's say an organization like Mount Kenya Innovation Hub is looking to do tree planting on World Environment Day, and they're looking for a nursery that can supply 1,000 seedlings. What they normally do, most of these organizations, when they search, the first recommended nurseries are the ones that are found on the Kenyan Forest Service. So when you go there, you have registered your nursery and you're looking for something around Nyeri and your nursery is around there, it's gonna get recommended. And when you join that community, you're even gonna be getting education on how to handle nurseries. You're gonna be invited to meetups. I don't know if, Daniel, you were able to register into that community. But if you didn't, you can still do that. It's still available. Well, Monica's asked a very nice question. How do you ensure optimized visibility for your page at LinkedIn? Now, the most common mistake that people do on LinkedIn is you're creating a page, let's say a personal page that you've created, and then yes, you've added whatever you're doing, experience, but then you're not actively sharing what you're doing, and your I don't know if they're called headlines in the about page. It's very generic. So I'll show you an example of that one a bit later, Monica. So I hope you hold on until that time comes. I'm going to show you an example of a very nice optimized LinkedIn page and a very general one that is not going to attract so many people. Remember, in the LinkedIn page, our target is not customers, like individual buyers. Most of the time, it's not. Most of the time, it's B2B, business to business transactions that are occurring here. It's funders that are coming to look for credible institutions where they can invest in. It's partners, people who have a certain kind of information or knowledge that they want to share. So they look for these institutions here, and maybe corporates who are just scrolling around and they find your page, but that's very rare. We're gonna get back to LinkedIn a bit later. It's sparked a very, very huge interest, and I like it. Now, Google, as you noticed, all the social media platforms I've mentioned, I haven't mentioned Google, though we did set up the Google business profile. Again, I repeat, Google is not social media. Google is a search engine. Now, in our previous session, in the first session, I mentioned to you guys, your Google business profile, and even in between here, those people who had booked private sessions, Google business profile is how strangers find you before they even reach your social media. It is a different tool entirely. And I'll also touch on that a bit later with new depth. Now, when I'm looking for an enterprise, and I showed you this last time, but allow me to redo that. So when we search for something like Van Green, actually it's even here, Van Green Enterprise. You see, it's appearing on this side. So this is what the Google Business Profile looks like. For those of you who are not able to attend the previous session, there's a number here. There's a phone number here. I can contact them and see if I can order. They added business hours, so they are closed right now. They were closing at 5, I guess. And I even left them a review. And then there is this description of what they do. Van Green Enterprise converts agricultural waste like corn cobs, coffee husks into charcoal briquettes, and the process was mentioned there. So already you know where the business is. You already have a phone number here. But you're gonna, when I mentioned you're gonna go a little bit deeper, you're gonna now add your social media handles here. No, now it's not just generic phone number. Yes, you can call them. You can get very specific directions. Oh, sorry about that. So I'm hoping for anyone who has still not set up the Google business profile, it's very important. This is where businesses are gonna be able to find you even before they click on your social media platform. It's the first step to digital transformation. So I'm getting directions from the Dedan Kimathi University. Let's say Nairobi, or let's say Nakuru. This is where their business is located. And if so, you guys make sure you do the same thing. You can drag this icon to where your business is, and if we zoom in correctly, we can be able to see what the. I'm guessing these are their farms or something. So you guys make sure you also do the same. So I've talked to you guys about different kinds of platforms and the different people that are there. Before I continue, since I can see you guys are joining, and most of you guys are joining, I want you to answer one question in the chat for every enterprise that has been represented here. When I come back to this page, I'm going to read your responses. Which social media platform do you think has brought you the most customers? So you need to think about the engagement that you're getting, the responses that you're getting, which platform is bringing you the most customers. And next to it, I want you to write who do you think your customer is, who is your target customer. If it's small households, if it's other businesses, please write that in the chat. I hope that was hard. So I'll come back in 10 minutes and we're gonna read those responses. Thank you for that. So we have all these platforms. We have visibility, but the sales part, this is what we are looking for. The sales framework, this is what is very important. Now, every platform has a job. Some platforms make you visible. Find something like TikTok, people discover that you are existing. Some platforms, they are meant to help you close that sale. People give you money. Now, confusing the two is the biggest mistake small businesses make online. So you'll find a small business relying entirely on TikTok and Instagram, or relying entirely on Facebook. Now, TikTok and Instagram make you visible. I want us to know that. WhatsApp closes the sale, but Facebook, yes, does both, but slowly. And then Google Business Profile brings you the strangers. LinkedIn, as I mentioned, brings you the institutional buyers. And those are the big businesses that are buying from you. Now, your job is not to be everywhere. You don't have to chase all of these platforms. Your job is to be in the right place for your specific customer. Let me show you what this means for your business specifically. Let's use an enterprise example. Briquettes, charcoal briquettes, Van Green Enterprise, for example. Their main customers, their customers are households, people who are looking to buy charcoal briquettes to use them at their homes, their restaurants, probably some small farmers and something like that. And this is also for these other small businesses. Make sure you know that. The right platform to use for this example of enterprise is Facebook, which is the primary social media platform, because you're targeting smallholder. Don't know if I should call them smallholder. You're targeting local individuals. So that is households, restaurants, and probably farmers. So Facebook is the best primary platform to use for reaching out to these customers. And then WhatsApp is good for orders because you're going to be getting recurrent orders. These briquettes are going to Zitaisha. And then zikiisha, you don't want them to go back and start looking for what was the name of that enterprise again. That's why it's important to have WhatsApp business. Once you give them their number, or randomly they see your status, they remember your business exists, they're actually gonna buy more. Google for searching, of course, which is standard for all these businesses. Then you have tree nurseries like Franson's Ventures and Menengai Eco Guide. So these your targets are basically farmers, institutions, NGOs, and government when they're doing the World Environment Day. Google Business Profile is the best engine profile for you guys to have for such a business. Facebook and LinkedIn for institutional and visibility, but you should have a Google Business Profile, because when I want to buy tree nurseries, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to search tree nurseries around my area. And if your business does not appear, you're losing customers. So make sure you set up that Google Business Profile. When it comes to organic farming, Naivasha young investors, your target probably is mama mbogas or hotels. I'm sorry, I got your enterprise wrong. You supply organic food products. I hope that's right. So you're gonna be targeting hotels, health conscious people. WhatsApp is very good because it's gonna be recurring customers. Instagram for visual, because most people who are looking for this class of life are mostly found on Instagram and Facebook groups for some people as well. And then, yeah, it goes on and on and on and on. Even for Dragon Farm, you're looking for international funders. You can use the Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook for international reach. Okay. Now, I don't know if Ronald from Transfer Green is here. Let me check. Okay, he's not in today. But Transfer Green World does ecosystem restoration. I wanted to use him as an example. Now, his institutional clients, their institutional clients, people like KFS, Carefree, private companies, are on LinkedIn. And most of the time, they are going to search on Google. They're not going to go on TikTok to look for this. So I hope this is starting to make sense for your specific business. And I hope you are typing in the chat. Good. Yeah, yes, we are. I'm going to come back there in a minute. Now, the next thing I want us to talk about is the content tone. But before I talk about that, there's a question that I've been getting most of the times whenever we are having a private meetup with any one of you guys. You all asked me one question. But before I do that, let me read your responses before I tell you the question. So Daniel from Menengai Eco Guide says, Facebook for some time, but for a while now, WhatsApp business is speaking very well. And Google provides direct. Okay, I guess that that was not finished. But for a while now, WhatsApp business is speaking very well. Okay. Collins Farm Life, you're saying your target customers are mostly smallholder farmers, mainly the youth and women. Facebook has brought you the most customers. Great. Something that is, Google provides direction. Okay, to your business. Nice. Something that has stood out for me during this entire time with you guys, for every enterprise that we booked a private session with, you all have a very nice visibility on Facebook. And most of you are testifying that Facebook is the one bringing the most customers. And this is very simple. It's because many people in your local vicinity are available on Facebook, and Facebook is very easy to find someone when you ako karibu na wewe. But Daniel here is saying WhatsApp business is speaking very well, and Google Business Profile provides direction to their business. So Google Business Profile, again, it tells you here that is those for those people who don't know about your business. This is how they find you. Because if I'm going to on TikTok, I'm gonna be looking for farm life. But if I don't know about farm life and I'm looking for let me use Van Green. It's a enterprise I'm very well aware of. So if I'm looking for charcoal briquettes in Nakuru and I search for that on Google, if Google does not recommend to me Van Green Enterprise, then I'm missing out. Van Green Enterprise is missing out on my money. But if I go to Facebook and search for Van Green Enterprise, because I already know the name, it clearly tells you, I hope you understand that, and I'm hoping you're understanding, these all platforms play a different role. That is the bottom line. Now that you know where to post, you have on LinkedIn, you have WhatsApp, you have all those platforms. What you post on each platform must be different. The same message, said the same way, you cannot use the same message the same way on every platform. That does not work. And I'm going to show you what that exactly means. And the question that you guys have been asking, now you're wondering, for some of you, those of you who booked the private session, most of you, is what am I going to post? What am I posting? That was the most recurring question. You're asking, what am I posting and where am I posting it? And we always came back to that framework that I had introduced in the first session, the 3-post formula. So the 3-post formula, I told you guys, the first day, you challenge yourself to post 3 times a week, or maybe 3 times bi-weekly or per month, however you like it. So the first post is gonna be the post about your product. You're telling us about your product. So I'm telling you guys, charcoal briquettes, this is what they are. They're doing this and this and this. The second post, you're gonna be talking about the process that you're using to make these charcoal briquettes. You're telling people, so we gather waste, we do this, we do this, we do this. It can be something like, walk with me through my journey as I make charcoal briquettes. Yeah, people also love that kind of content. That's why when you go to Instagram and TikTok, you'll be surprised what you're getting. CEOs of big tech companies right now are doing some funny things online just because of visibility. If you're not posting, and the way the platforms are working right now, because we have so many businesses online, so many. If you're not consistent, you are ranked as your business is ranked low. So whenever someone is searching for your business, it's not being recommended as the top ones. So that guy who is more visible online is gonna get all the credit. That's why you're gonna see a CEO doing dance challenges. I saw a very interesting post. I don't know if it was Sifa or Mobility. There was a CEO doing a dance challenge. It was really amazing. So you're talking to these guys about the process. There's also that side of fun content, just telling you people about, this is what is happening. You're joking, you're pranking your boss. Those things are not prank, they're usually scripted. Otherwise, if you prank your boss, you might get fired. And so people like to see such things. That's why they are still following that page up to this point. If you don't post anything, you're ranked as a low. You are ranked low. Yeah, that's basically how it is. So once you're posting about the process, then you're gonna post about the what was this? The last one, the customer reviews. It had a one name, but I've forgotten. So this is what the proof, not the proof. Yeah, something like that. The customer review. So this one you're posting about, yes, the success story. It's a customer story. So this one you're telling about this kind of customer got this, nini, nini. So that simplifies your whole process. When you're building this habit of posting using this formula, this 3-post formula, your work becomes easier. Now, you have the 3-post formula, but then each platform is different. You're not gonna just write one caption and say, or I told you guys to be using AI to write your captions for your businesses. It's very easy. Just prompt AI, any AI agent. If it's Cloud, if it's ChatGPT, if it's Gemini, your preference, and ask it to write a post. So whenever you're asking it to write a post, you need to ask it to write posts for each social media platform. For example, let me use Van Green Enterprise. So a WhatsApp message to a customer would be something like, "Hi, our 5 kilogram charcoal briquettes, I don't know if they're measured in kg, our 1 kilogram charcoal briquettes are back in stock for shillings 300. So someone can already knows this is because this is a repeat customer. That's why they even have your number in the first place. They know that you're now back in stock. Then you can add something small on top, like it burns longer than regular charcoal. It has no harmful smoke. Delivery within Nakuru. That is very direct. There is a price. Those are things that you guys need to take into consideration. It has to be direct for WhatsApp. There has to be a price and a call to action. And it should be some kind of conversation. It's like you're talking to this specific customer, not a group of customers. That's how personal WhatsApp feels to someone. And we can all agree to that. Okay. On Facebook, now you're changing your caption to something else. Yes, you might be using the same image of the same charcoal briquettes, but then on Facebook, the caption has to change. Now you're telling these guys there has to be a story on top. Then you tell them about the product, then a call to action. And it should be in a tone as if you're speaking to a community, not to an individual person. For example, I could say something like, from waste to warmth, our charcoal briquettes are made from agricultural waste that would otherwise pollute the environment. They burn cleaner, longer than regular charcoal. 5 kg bags goes for 300 Kenyan shillings. Nakuru delivery available. Comment, order, or WhatsApp us directly. That final bit, comment, order, or WhatsApp us directly, it has to be there, and it has to be even in bold and capital letters. And your phone number should be there. That's what you're going to be seeing on websites, which is the thing you're going to be handling between now and our final session. If you don't have that with WhatsApp thing popping continuously to remind someone that you can just click here and make your query, you're not converting these people to your customers. On Instagram, now this is something, it's visual, aspirational. There are hashtags. It has to be even shorter because you're not posting so much stuff. Then on LinkedIn, it's professional, more professional. You're talking business language. You don't put a price on LinkedIn. Most of the time, you should avoid putting a price over there on LinkedIn. You don't say 5 kg for 300 Kenyan shillings. No, because these businesses, when they approach you, you're going to give them a quotation that sometimes varies depending on the kind of person approaching you. For example, if I'm approaching a local institution here in Nyeri, the quotation that I'm going to be giving them for maybe some kind of equipment is not the same that I will as the one I will give them when it's not the same as the one I will give an international school. Even if the prices even if the products that they're getting are the same, the margins have to increase a bit depending on the customer. So I believe we've seen how the same products should sound different on each platform. The product does not change, but the customer changes. And the same business already has 4 different conversations on all those social media platforms. So again, the rules, if you forgot everything that I said from the start of this session, remember this. On WhatsApp, it should be short, direct. You should have a price and how to order. And the way your message is, it's as if response is expected. On Facebook, it should be longer. There has to be a story plus the product. You're using a language that it's community oriented. It's like you're addressing a bigger community. And a call to action, DM to order or reply to this message, call us on WhatsApp now. And on Instagram, it should be visual first. The caption just supports the image. On Instagram, what matters the most are the hashtags, because when I'm searching for something on Instagram, it's going to recommend to me things that have the hashtags with the keywords that I'm searching. So you got to know the keywords. If it's charcoal briquettes, green enterprise, hashtag green enterprise, hashtag charcoal, hashtag briquettes, hashtag charcoal briquettes, you have all those hashtags there in your caption. And it should be under 150 words in Instagram, on Instagram. On LinkedIn, you don't mention your price. You mention the impact that you're making. You say, I've been saving, we've reduced waste by this percentage because of this. And you're using professional language because you're seeking for partners, not just customers, partners and funders. And you guys, I mentioned to you all the time that considering your green enterprises, there are people out there, there are companies out there, there are funders that are looking to fund such initiatives for the better of the environment. So you can share your story with the impact that you're making on LinkedIn. Don't mention about the price of the product that you're selling or how to order. Yeah. And TikTok, now you're just putting videos. I believe most of you who have used TikTok before, just short videos. You see authentic videos, unpolished, behind the scenes. You're talking to the camera, saying about this and this. And when you scroll on TikTok, you're gonna see most of these things. So don't worry. Nice. Up to that point, I feel like I should check if there are any questions. Any questions? Okay, I think there are no questions. So I'll answer Monica's questions on how do you ensure optimized visibility for your page at LinkedIn. And what I'm going to be sharing with you guys is going to cut across most of this platform, even on Google Business Profile. On Google Business Profile, we mentioned that the keywords and in the description that you are using matter a lot. So if you mention something generic like we sell tree seedlings, something generic like that, you're not going to get that visibility. You need those keywords in your description. And they have to be clear and talking about your story very nicely and very well framed. The same goes for LinkedIn. Let me show you an example of a LinkedIn profile. This is a personal profile. I'm sharing with you guys my profile so you can see what I'm talking about. It's not the best, but I hope at least I can use it for reference. And then there's also a page that we created a long time ago, though it's not working. I'm gonna also talk about it and how you can make your business page. So this is my profile. There's a cover image here. This has to be professional. Don't mind this one. Then here, this is what I'm talking about on top here, these keywords. So whenever someone is searching for these kinds of things, they can find me easily. And whenever someone sees my profile, they have already seen a couple of things that they are looking for. They've already seen this is an AI and IoT researcher. This is a digital innovation mentor. It's a technical program manager in Nyeri. They have already seen all this kind of information. Now, this is different from someone else who has just filled out a lot of information here. Because you won't see what you're looking for example. Then in the about section, here you're gonna find very important keywords. These ones are things that are now describing what I'm talking about. So they are AI, IoT, solar systems, training. Those specific ones that I've used there are kind of making an impact for someone who's looking for something like that. So kidogo tu, let me find the company page. I forgot where it was. So there's usually a way you can create your company page. I don't know where it is. Yeah, here it is, create a company page. So once you have your own personal profile, you're not creating another profile that is personal for your company. You just come to your LinkedIn page and you can create a company page from there. So for example, if it's a small, medium, which is the case for most of this, you can have your organization's name, all those. And if you have a website, which we don't have yet, they're going to be having it very soon. Your organization size, your type, you add your logo, then the tagline. Now, in the tagline, you should not type an entire paragraph like that. You should have the keywords well spaced so that whenever someone looks at this, they can easily tell that this is something they're looking for. It's not a whole paragraph that you want to read. Let me show you an example of a company page. Let me show you Mount Kenya Hub. Actually, there's even these ones here. You can use them as examples. Okay, they disappeared. I think they disappeared, but yeah. Let's search for an organization like Mount Kenya Hub. You see how the tagline is very simple and very direct. It's even popping here. You see IT services and IT consulting company located in Nairobi, Kenya. So this is something that it's very direct. Okay, the tagline is this. This is actually the motto for Mount Kenya Hub. We invest in motivated and known underdogs. You're gonna be saying these are very many places. And then in the about page, the overview is very direct, very not so much paragraph, not so many numbers and things written here, just clear and straight to the point. This is the cover page that I was talking to you about. It has to be professional. You should not put an image of yourself here. So this one is usually designed. So you have here, some companies will list some of the services they are offering or here on the side. So it looks just as a very nice page. Whenever you're opening it on this view, you see something that looks nice. So you can do the same.
Sorry, Zachary, I think your screen is frozen.
Oh, sorry. You guys cannot see what I'm doing. Okay. What about now? Can you guys see my screen? Can you see Mount Kenya Hub?
Yes, yes.
Okay, sorry, I think I was sharing the wrong tab again. Sorry for that. So this is the Mount Kenya Hub page. This is the cover page that I was talking about. So most of you are not saying it. See, it looks nice. It's been designed. It has to look professional. You should not put an image of someone here. There's even a phone number down there. Some companies will list the services they're offering on the sides of this cover page. The tagline here is we invest in motivated and non-underdogs, and then the company categories, we IT services and IT consulting. Now, to make sure that you're constantly visible online for people who are looking for, or people who are just scrolling through LinkedIn, you have to be consistent with your posting. Tag people that you know in your network. So if you know someone, you can tag them. If you know a friend who is on LinkedIn, you tag them. You can see here this recent post, Mount Kenya Hub has tagged motor feeds. You make sure you tag people, and when these people tag them, they should at least try and repost your post. And even yourself, personally, you can repost it to your network, like myself here. Can I not repost with my post? So it's very simple. You can just repost it like that, then like it. If someone comments, make sure you reply to that comment. It keeps your page popping up every other time they're looking for you. These hashtags are very important. Make sure you have them here. So whenever someone even searches for innovation redefined, this post is likely to appear because of this hashtag. To tag someone, you use at, then hashtags are just hashtags. I hope that has cleared some queries that you guys had. So I'd like to continue from where we had stopped. Now, so far, you guys, the only things that we have set up, and I want you guys to make sure that you confirm this. And if you have not set up, kindly, you have the link to book. You can book a session and we go through that. Or if you had trouble setting up, you can always ask questions. You have my number. I've DM'd almost every one of you. Once we have set up the Google WhatsApp business, then we have set up the Google business profile. And then I asked you guys to create your social media handles. That is Facebook and everything. And in the previous few minutes, I've been telling you how to post consistently, the 3-post formula, which I've been insisting from our first session, and how everything has looked like up to this point, and how each platform is relevant up to this point. Now, once we have this Google business profile, there's a big difference between having a listing, being listed on Google as a business, and having a listing that actually brings you customers. So there are 3 factors Google uses to recommend you. Number 1 is proximity. How close you are to the person searching. That's why they're gonna ask you, when you're setting up your Google business profile, they're gonna ask you, where are you located, or which area do you want to serve? So if you're looking to serve a bigger, wider area, maybe around East Africa, you can select multiple locations, by the way. You can select Kenya, you can select Uganda, you can select Nakuru, you can select Kisumu, you can select Tana River, you can select Samburu, even if it's very local place that you just want to supply. And most of you, when you are setting up, you selected Nakuru, but you can adjust this maybe to Nairobi, blah, 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 because if someone in Nairobi is searching for your enterprise, it's not going to be recommended because of proximity of the area you're serving. Number 2 is the relevance. How well your profile matches what they are looking for. This one we covered in our previous session. And then how active and trustworthy your profile looks like. You can control how trustworthy and active that you look in your social media platforms. So the keywords that I'm insisting on every other time, is the most important fix. So if your description says we sell charcoal briquettes or we sell tree seedlings, you appear for people searching tree seedlings. But what if someone is looking for eco-friendly? Now this is something that is now very specific or very generic. Your enterprise is not going to be suggested because your keywords only covered a very small part of it. So you need to appear for at least 8 different searches. So if it's, for example, if it says something like eco-friendly charcoal briquettes made from agricultural waste in Nakuru, this is already so many keywords in one place. So if I'm searching for agricultural waste, Google is likely to recommend your profile. If I'm searching for serving households, Google is likely to recommend, because it's now big. Unlike when it was we sell charcoal briquettes, because it's limited to charcoal briquettes. Okay. And then when you set up your profile, you usually select one category for your business. Now I want to challenge you guys again to go and add other secondary categories, because it was only after your profile has been verified when you can add secondary categories. So the same place, you open your Google business profile with the account that you used, and then you're gonna see add categories of your business. You can add other categories that you think are relevant. You can use AI to find these categories. Add at least 2 more. Then we're gonna check that out in our final session. And then there's Google Posts, which is, I've told you guys, it's a feature that nobody uses, but you'll only find certain companies using them. For example, let me show you. I hope this is the company. Very few companies use the Google Post to actually use the Google profile to do some posting. Let me see. So whenever you have a new image of your business that you would like to share, just go back to your profile, add it there. It takes less than 3 minutes to do that. You can even add multiple images without even a caption. Just leave them there. Some people are gonna see your business, and the more information it has, the more credible it looks like. And then another thing that I mentioned to you guys, make sure that you ask people for reviews. Make sure people are leaving reviews for your business. And the final thing that very important, your name, your address, your phone number, everything that you're using should be identical everywhere. So if it's on your website, it's on your Facebook page, you cannot be using this phone number on Facebook and then you're using a different one on Instagram and then you're using a different one on WhatsApp. It creates a contradiction and inconsistencies that reduces the credibility of your business. So you need to check if your phone number on Google is the one that is on Facebook. If it's not, you can still change it. Just fix it tonight before you shut down your machines, your phones. Now, there was the next thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, but I feel like it's not that relevant. It's something that not many enterprises really care about. It's something about connecting your accounts, which is a bit complicated. So you can connect Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp all together. And then you can connect, you make sure you have that WhatsApp button on Facebook. And this is very possible on certain platforms like Facebook, for example. Right now, on your Facebook page, you can add action button. So make sure you do that. So the action button is, you can add an action button like send a message then you can choose WhatsApp, and then you can put your phone number there and your details. So every person who visits your Facebook page can click the button and land directly in your WhatsApp. And they are gonna see your catalog, which you have built, and everything that is there. So it makes your work easy. You don't have again to struggle. You know, this is where the conversion really happens. I'm browsing on Facebook, and then I see this call to action. I just press it. I see your catalog and I buy. I've been converted to a customer immediately. Okay. One thing that is standing out even for me throughout this entire session that we are having, WhatsApp is the most important tool that you guys should have when it comes WhatsApp business for making money, especially for SMEs. You should have it working and ready to share, because the customers that you are targeting are the ones are repeat customers, people who are gonna want to come back again and again and again. And if you're not in constant touch with all of them, you're gonna lose them. And I mentioned earlier that around 50% of Kenyans are on WhatsApp. And most importantly, when someone sends you a WhatsApp message, it feels personal when it comes to your phone number. It feels personal. They have already decided that they want to actually buy. Someone texts you your business, they already want to buy. They don't want to start making inquiries and go around the bush. So your job on WhatsApp is not to convince them, but actually not to lose them. Once they have texted you, you respond very fast. So you need to have these 4 WhatsApp business features working from this meeting. Number 1, your product catalog. You'll see that in your settings. You can add a catalog, you can add your products, just the name, the price, the description, and the photo. So when someone asks what do you sell, you can send them your catalog link. They browse quickly, they can pick and they order. They can even add things to cart when you have a catalog. So it's like an entire e-commerce system just sitting on your phone. And it's very easy to use. So make sure you set that up. Quick replies. Whenever someone texts you, you make sure you reply to them immediately. And then the good thing with WhatsApp is that even when you're not online, you can put a setting whereby if it's a WhatsApp business, whenever someone texts you, immediately they get a message back. If you're not available, it's gonna tell them, I'll reach out to you, or it sends them the price list. So whenever you're coming back online, you already find someone is already waiting for you. So that while you could text wakaona, my business ilifungwa kitambo. So something like that. And then a broadcast list. A broadcast list is not a group, it's not a WhatsApp group, because most people are not going to want to be included in a WhatsApp group with everyone. So when you send a broadcast list, every person in that list receives it as a private message, not as a group chat. So you can use this for weekly product updates, seasonal offers, when you have restocked. And don't be texting your customers every single day. Otherwise, they're going to block you. When you're texting them, hello, today we have this, tomorrow. If it's possible, you can text them at least bi-weekly, text them once. And then you can use WhatsApp status for advertising. Everyone who has your number can see your status. So post your product, post your process, post your story, post your customer story. And every day it disappears after 24 hours. So you must be consistent. But this is very easy. You just show up at your business, take a picture when it's early in the morning, maybe the sun is shining. Just add a caption, just woke up, arrived at my business, ready to, hit the day running or something. Put a very small caption and just put it there on your WhatsApp status. You're gonna find people when someone is scrolling and see, what is this one doing? When they click on your profile, they already directed to your WhatsApp business profile. they can see your catalog and they can do the most. Now, that's it. We're never gonna be going back to this unless anyone has a question. That is what I wanted to cover to finish up on WhatsApp business and Google business profile and all those social media handle setup and the posting strategy. Now, if you're still stuck, you don't know what you want to post, you feel your profile is not visible enough, you can book a one-on-one session with me privately on Calendly. The link, I believe, is in the group. And then I'll also share it again. Then we can go through it one by one together without, rushing. Or we can tackle one thing, we can set up, even if you haven't done anything, don't be scared. Just take that initiative and we're gonna walk through it again together. Now, before I continue, how many of you in this meeting right now have a website? How many enterprises have a website? If you have a website, kindly raise your hand, or you can give me your favorite reaction. Even if it's there, but you still haven't paid for it. Okay. Collins Farm Life. Anyone else? Okay, I think it's only him who has a website. So, Collins, I want to search for your website and I want to see if it's gonna appear. Have you paid for the hosting, for the domain and all that?
Pardon?
Have you paid for your website hosting?
No.
Okay. So let's search through this together. You're gonna give me what to search for.
Okay.
So what should I search? Because when I searched Collins Farm Life, it's Farm Life, not Collins
That
Farm
is
Life.
my
So
LinkedIn. That is my LinkedIn page, but for the company, it's Family Health Services Limited.
Farm Life Health Services.
Services Limited. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there you can see on our LinkedIn. There's our LinkedIn profile.
Okay, that's okay. Is this your Google business profile?
Yeah.
Wow, you have 3 Google reviews. That's amazing. That's why it's even coming out really amazingly. So, did you add your website to this? There is a missing information here, so you need to add your website here.
Yeah, we'll need to add that missing that website information. Yeah, we're still working on it.
Okay. So, is this the website? This
Yeah,
one
that's the
here.
website. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, this is amazing.
Yeah. Even have some photos there.
This is amazing. But not all the pages are working.
Yeah, we're still doing some improvements. We are learning step by step, so it's not that
Oh,
perfect.
okay.
Yeah.
I like the contact us page. Guru send us a message, phone call. We can even write the message there. Okay, this is a good website. Let me show you another example of a website.
Okay.
That is a really good website, Farm Life. You You've done an amazing job.
Yeah, we're still trying. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So the last topic that we are handling tonight, before I show you the other website, and you're not building anything yet,
No, no,
but
no.
I need you guys to understand what our website does and what it needs to do. Because between now and session 3 is where we're gonna be getting these websites running. So why a website matters, the one inside. Every platform that we have talked about tonight, all those social media platforms, that's what we call a rented land, someone else's land. Facebook can change its algorithm tomorrow. WhatsApp can go down. TikTok can be banned in Kenya or in USA, and maybe your customers are in USA. But your website is the land that you own. It's yours. No platform can take it away. It's your permanent home on the internet. It's like hapa umekita mizizi, hapa ni kwako. Okay? So I'm going to show you 2 websites. And I'm going to tell you what a good website, a green enterprise website needs. So let's first start with this one. Yeah, farm life. So you've opened your website. There's this thing popping here. Get 30% off your first purchase. That already it's really nice. That's why you need to have this action, call to action thingies popping up every time. There's usually another one that pops up here. Contact us on WhatsApp, send an inquiry and all that. Well, this is the homepage. Professionalism in farming. Okay, there's this impact metrics here. Okay, then let us look at the about page. I just want us to look at this website, and I want you to tell me which one you're gonna trust the most if you are looking to buy something. Good, good. So that's the first website, and then I want us to look at this one, for example. What do you guys see when you when you spot these 2 websites? Let me share this other one again. So this is the Farm Life website. And then this is the Greencom website. Let me just scroll through it and tell me what you see, what you see, what you see, what you see, what you see. Okay, I'll start. So what I'm noticing here that is different is this website. Number one, this Greencom website has been optimized. So it's really fast. Images are not taking too much time to load. Everything is loading up very fast. All these pages are working. The about page is working. You see it already loads. The image loaded very fast, which is really commendable. In the products page, these images are loading faster. So this is something that our websites should have. And then we have this one. It's still a work in progress. Sorry, was I sharing this tab here, Greencom? No, I wasn't. So this is the Greencom tab again. Sorry about that. There's even a card, there's a contact button here. You see there's a very clear headline here. There's even the logo here. You can click on it to always return on the home page. The about page is working, and the images you can see loaded very fast. Even in the products page, the images are loading faster. And then let us compare that to Farm Life Services, which is still a work in progress. This is still being built. So there's an image here on the background. It appeared, it loaded very fast, which is good. There are even partners that are partnering here. Let's look at the services. Okay. So you guys have still done an amazing job, but I couldn't find a bad website that I could compare against these two. These two websites are really great.
I think what we need to do is to optimize so that the images can load a bit faster, and then we add some of the images at the home page and the about page so that they can load very fast, like the Greencom website.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that issue that someone has raised in the chat has been sorted. Sorry about that. So, yes, but these two websites are really great. I cannot say that any of these websites, any of them is bad. I couldn't get a poor website to compare against this. The one that I had prepared, I had looked at Greencom. It's a really nice enterprise that I've seen quite a while ago, and it ilinifurahisha venye inakaa. For a green enterprise, this is really amazing. So what a website should have. So this is some of the things that you should take into consideration. Number one, you should have a very clear headline. That it's kind of telling people what you do and who you're doing this for. So let's look at the homepage of this one again. Sustainable farming practices for improved livelihoods. So it's kind of describing, the headline is kind of, I hope you guys can see it and my screen is not frozen again. It's kind of describing what these people are doing and who they're doing it for. So they are doing sustainable farming practices they're doing this for improved livelihood. So people who are looking for improved livelihoods. And if you look at the one for Greencom again, the homepage, that is the same case, transforming organic waste into sustainable products. Okay, though this one doesn't mention who it's doing this for, but we know sustainable products, these ones are for, anyone else who's looking for such kind of products. But it's a good one will be like the one Farm Life is having here, which is really commendable. Sustainable farming practices for improved livelihoods. That's amazing. Number two, you should have a product or service section, and it should have prices, even if it's prices from this price, from what, or if you don't have prices, you should have at least descriptions of each services. So let's look at this one. Number one, agroforestry and avocado production. So it's been described here, what to do, what that service means, beekeeping and pollination enterprises. Wow, that's amazing. Honestly, we can use this one as a benchmark. This is really nice. Farm Life have done a really nice website. Number a WhatsApp button, order button should appear on every page. That's just something that I've noticed all these two websites are missing. Let me show you an example of a website. What I mean when I talk about the WhatsApp button appearing. So I want you to see, there's this website that I've searched for. It's a company owned by a certain friend of mine. It's called Krypton Tech. You see the way the website has been mapped. This is what we call a site map. And I saw with Farm Life, you also have a similar thing. So there's our story, free web design consultation. So you can click on the pages. It's like a map for what you're expecting inside this website. So you don't just have a generic website like, so websites that rank, convert, and scale. This is what I'm talking about here on the right side, this WhatsApp button. So you can book a free consultation, do all that. And you can see how the website has been done really, really nice. This is the best optimized website I've seen for a while. It's still a work in progress as well, but you can see this WhatsApp button here on the right corner. Farm Life, if you're building your website, you should have it popping up there so that people can, request and get directly into your inbox without so much effort. And you'll even find for other companies, they have chatbots for other websites. Those chatbots, you can interact with them and ask questions about the services that are being offered here without even getting to the real, service provider. Another thing you should have is your impact story numbers, which we saw with Farm Life. You have done it there. It's really great. Let me show you again. Yeah, this one's here. Make sure you have these numbers on your website. Among the things that usually catch people's eyes. And then your products, your process, your people, all those images should be carefully put as Farm Life have done. And then your Google business profile should be linked to this website. So that's what a Farm Life you should do tonight before you finish up on all those. Before you do anything else, you can just quickly go there and add your website to your Google business profile so that they are linked. So that whenever I'm searching for Farm Life Health Services here, the website does not appear separate as from the Google business profile. So you can add your business profile here and do the other edits that we talked about as well. Even your description is it's very short. You should have something more in there, Just work on that and then everything will be fine as we move on. You have 3 Google reviews, which is commendable. So that is it for Farm Life. And then whenever you're building your website, you need to notice that most of the people who are going to be using your website are people with mobile phones, not laptops or anything. So whenever you're building your website, you have to ensure it is mobile first. Most people build their websites with their laptops and they assume that since everything is looking good on the laptop, everything is gonna look good on the phone. Then when someone opens your website on the phone, they start seeing images looking confused. Some images are not showing, some things are in the wrong places. So right now I'm looking at Farm Life's website. They have done a really good job. They have optimized it for mobile phones as well, unlike other websites that are built. So make sure you also check on that while you're building. Every time you go back to your phone, you check out your website, see how it is, and ask yourself, if you are a buyer, would you use this website? Or will you think these people are not serious? Okay. I think we've been joined with Techno Common 18. Techno Common 18 has joined our call and saying you're learning, okay, which is great. So finishing up, that's what I wanted us to cover today. Now, during this period between now and session 3, There's something I haven't mentioned when you're doing your website. There's something called SEO, search engine optimization, which is something else that is a bit different, but that requires you to have your websites fast. So this one ensures that whenever someone is searching for a service, you are the ones who are first recommended to be the first. You are the ones who are the first ones to be recommended. So we're gonna look at that during this period. I will reach out to you guys individually and then we'll talk about it more. So tonight, this night, we've covered more ground than most businesses cover in a year. We've covered platform strategy, we've covered the content tone, we've covered the Google optimization, and then we've covered WhatsApp as a sales tool and what your website needs to look like. Now, 3 things that you guys are supposed to do. Number 1, choose your primary platform. This one is the one your customer uses the most. This is where you're gonna start. This is gonna be your starting point. So if it's Facebook, which most of you can agree it's that one, you're gonna use it. Number 2, post 3 times using the 3-post formula: product, process, and the success story, which is the proof formula on that platform before we meet again. Number 3, connect your account. Make sure WhatsApp is on Facebook and on Instagram so that people can reach out to you quickly. And if you need help with any of this, the link is always in our WhatsApp group. You can go ahead and book any session with me and I'll be glad to take you through it. Any question? Up to that point, I want us to close. Okay. I don't think there are any questions. And are there any questions? No. Okay. So you guys are now heading towards being green digital pioneers. You're building green enterprises and now you're gonna increase your visibility online digitally. You're gonna use these tools to your advantage. Remember in our first session, we also tackled how to utilize AI for, writing the captions for the posts, writing proposals when you're looking for funding, and all those things. So make sure you're using all of those things as well. Now, there are also other digital tools that are available online for several businesses. And if you're interested, if you've heard of any rumor about any system that you think is very relevant to your business, you can always book a one-on-one with me, because you realize some of the business you've looked around and you've seen there are e-commerce systems that integrate with your direct shop, so you can scan things like they're done in a supermarket and it clears the inventory. It helps you take your stock. Now, those are different kinds of tools that are there to help businesses move. And if any one of you thinks that they are looking to get any of those tools and they don't know where to start, we can look at them in a one-on-one session. So if you've thought of something similar, please book a one-on-one session and we'll go through it. I guess I'll see you guys again in our next session. Remember to book when you have a question and you have any other inquiry. That's it from me. Thank you guys for that wonderful session that we've had. Daniel, sorry, I didn't say this. Daniel, what should I write down?
As you are winding up, there's quite a number of things that you told us to make sure we do. That's what I was requesting, if you could.
Okay. So number one, let me write them. Let me just write them down there. Kidogo tu, just give me a second. Tracy, I am done. So if there's anything you would like to say, the floor is yours, unless anyone else has a question. I've also learned a lot, Ronald. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Zach. So, yes, Daniel, as much as we would like things written down, let's not forget that everything we've shared today is meant to be applied. And one thing I've learned about the digital system, the digital atmosphere, is that it rewards those who experiment, whether it's using a new platform or a new tool. Experiment and use it consistently, whether or not you're sure whether it will work or not. It's good to try it out. So thank you, Zach. Thank you for your time. Thank you to everyone who was able to join today. We don't have our usual numbers today, but I even got like 2 enterprises messaged me, told me they were not able to join today. But no worries, we've recorded the session. And yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who was able to join. Thank you, Zach. And you can always reach out to Zachary. If you have any questions, if you need any guidance, please do. He's messaged us in the WhatsApp group a few times, so you can find his number there. That's it from me. Thank you, everyone. I hope you all have a good night.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Bye.
Good night to you guys.